What if Archangel Gabriel was present in the transfiguration of Yeshua? It was about 3 o'clock on this beautiful afternoon that Yeshua took leave of the 3 apostles, saying, "I go apart by myself for a season to commune with the Father and his messengers. I bid you tarry here and, while awaiting my return, pray that the Father's will may be done in all your experience in connection with the further bestowal mission of the Son of Man." And after saying this to them, Yeshua withdrew for a long conference with Gabriel and the Father Melchizedek, not returning until about 6 o'clock. When Yeshua saw their anxiety over his prolonged absence, he said, "Why were you afraid? You well know I must be about my Father's business. Wherefore do you doubt when I am not with you? I now declare that the Son of Man has chosen to go through his full life in your midst, and is one of you. Be of good cheer, I will not leave you until my work is finished." As they partook of their meager evening meal, Peter asked the Master, "How long do we remain on this mountain away from our brethren?" And Yeshua answered, "Until you shall see the glory of the Son of Man, and know that whatsoever I have declared to you is true." And they talked over the affairs of the Lucifer rebellion while seated about the glowing embers of their fire, until darkness drew on and the apostles' eyes grew heavy, for they had begun their journey very early that morning. When the 3 had been fast asleep for about half an hour, they were suddenly awakened by a nearby crackling sound, and much to their amazement and consternation, on looking about them, they beheld Yeshua in intimate converse with 2 brilliant beings clothed in the habiliments of the light of the celestial world. And Yeshua's face and form shone with the luminosity of a heavenly light. These 3 conversed in a strange language, but from certain things said, Peter erroneously conjectured that the beings with Yeshua were Moses and Elijah. In reality, they were Gabriel and the Father Melchizedek. The physical controllers had arranged for the apostles to witness this scene because of Yeshua's request. As this company of some 45 mortals stood before the tomb, they could dimly see the form of Lazarus, wrapped in linen bandages, resting on the right lower niche of the burial cave. While these earth creatures stood there in almost breathless silence, a vast host of celestial beings had swung into their places, preparatory to answering the signal for action when it should be given by Gabriel, their commander. As they walked toward the house, Gabriel dismissed the extra groups of the assembled heavenly host while he made record of the first instance on Urantia, and the last, where a mortal creature had been resurrected in the likeness of the physical body of death. It was a little after 8 o'clock when Pilate turned Yeshua over to the soldiers, and a little before 9 o'clock, when they started for the scene of the crucifixion. During this period of more than half an hour, Yeshua never spoke a word. The executive business of a great universe was practically at a standstill. Gabriel and the chief rulers of Nebadon were either assembled here on Urantia, or else they were closely attending upon the space reports of the archangels, in an effort to keep advised as to what was happening to the Son of Man on Urantia. In the vast court of the resurrection halls of the first mansion world of Satania, there may now be observed a magnificent material Morantia structure known as the Michael Memorial, now bearing the seal of Gabriel. This memorial was created shortly after Michael departed from this world, and it bears this inscription, in commemoration of the mortal transit of Yeshua of Nazareth, on Urantia. The first act of Yeshua on arising from the tomb was to greet Gabriel and instruct him to continue in executive charge of universe affairs under Emmanuel, and then he directed the chief of the Melchizedek to convey his brotherly greetings to Emmanuel. He thereupon asked the Most High of Edentia, for the certification of the Ancients of Days as to his mortal transit, and turning to the assembled Morontia groups of the 7 mansion worlds, here gathered together to greet and welcome their creator as a creature of their order. Yeshua spoke the first words of the post-mortal career. Said the Morontia Yeshua, having finished my life in the flesh, I would tarry here for a short time in transition form, that I may more fully know the life of my ascendant creatures, and further reveal the will of my Father in paradise. At 10 minutes past 3 o'clock, as the resurrected Yeshua fraternized with the assembled Morontia personalities from the 7 mansion worlds of Satania, the chief of archangels, the angels of the resurrection, approached Gabriel and asked for the mortal body of Yeshua. Said the chief of the archangels, we may not participate in the Morontia resurrection of the bestowal experience of Mikael our sovereign, but we would have his mortal remains put in our custody for immediate dissolution. We do not propose to employ our technique of dematerialization. We merely wish to invoke the process of accelerated time. It is enough that we have seen the sovereign live and die on Urantia. The hosts of heaven would be spared the memory of enduring the sight of the slow decay of the human form of the Creator, an upholder of a universe. In the name of the celestial intelligences of all Nebadon, I ask for a mandate giving me the custody of the mortal body of Yeshua of Nazareth, and empowering us to proceed with its immediate dissolution. And when Gabriel had conferred with the senior Most High of Edentia, the Archangel spokesman for the celestial hosts, was given permission to make such disposition of the physical remains of Yeshua as he might determine. A little after 4 o'clock this Sunday morning, Gabriel summoned the archangels to his side, and made ready to inaugurate the general resurrection of the termination of the Adamic dispensation on Urantia. When the vast host of the seraphim and the cherubim concerned in this great event had been marshaled in proper formation, the Morontia Mikael appeared before Gabriel, saying, As my Father has life in himself, so has he given it to the Son to have life in himself. Although I have not yet fully resumed the exercise of universe jurisdiction, this self-imposed limitation does not in any manner restrict the bestowal of life upon my sleeping sons. Let the roll call of the planetary resurrection begin. The circuit of the archangels then operated for the first time from Urantia. Gabriel and the archangel hosts moved to the place of the spiritual polarity of the planet, and when Gabriel gave the signal, there flashed to the first of the system mansion worlds the voice of Gabriel, saying, By the mandate of Mikael, let the dead of Urantia dispensation rise. Then all the survivors of the human races of Urantia who had fallen asleep since the days of Adam, and who had not already gone on to judgment, appeared in the resurrection halls of Mansonia in readiness for Morontia investiture. And in an instant of time the seraphim and their associates made ready to depart for the mansion worlds. Ordinarily these seraphic guardians, one time assigned to the group custody of these surviving mortals, would have been present at the moment of their awaking in the resurrection halls of Mansonia, but they were on this world itself at this time, because of the necessity of Gabriel's presence here in connection with the Morontia resurrection of Yeshua. Notwithstanding that countless individuals having personal seraphic guardians, and those achieving the requisite attainment of spiritual personality progress, had gone on to Mansonia during the ages subsequent to the times of Adam and Eve, and though there had been many special and millennial resurrections of Urantia sons, this was the third of the planetary roll calls, or complete dispensational resurrections. The first occurred at the time of the arrival of the planetary prince, the second during the time of Adam, and this, the third, signalized the Morontia resurrection, the mortal transit, of Yeshua of Nazareth. when the signal of the planetary resurrection had been received by the chief of Archangels, the personalized adjuster of the Son of Man relinquished his authority over the celestial hosts assembled on Urantia, turning all these sons of the local universe back to the jurisdiction of their respective commanders. And when he had done this, he departed for Solvington to register with Emmanuel the completion of the moral transit of Mikael. And he was immediately followed by all the celestial host not required for duty on Urantia. But Gabriel remained on Urantia with the Morantia Yeshua. I appreciate you watching my videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In the next video, I will be sharing about seraphim angels. Thank you for watching The What If.